Alright. Hello, YouTube. Sorry I haven't made a video for a while. And as you can see, we are currently having an ice storm in North Dakota. So that is always fun. Everything's getting iced over. But this is a very important video for all 7.3 owners. I don't know if anyone else has experienced this or not, but I have not been able to find a YouTube video on it, and it puzzled me for quite a time on what was wrong with my truck. It seemed, when it first started happening, it seemed like it was a rear main seal leak. And I looked up on the internet and I found that that is not very common for a 7.3 to have a rear main seal leak. So then I started looking around to what it could be, and then I found that it could be either the high pressure oil pump or the man, it is really raining outside, but or else it could have been the turbo pedestal O-rings. I'm like, well, I look in my valley and all the oil was in the back, so I'm like, must be the rear main pedestal leaking, the seals on it. So I'm like, okay, you know, no big deal, just buy the seals and replace them. Easy to do. Turned out to not be that easy. The seals were a pain to get to, and everything else was a pain. So then I did all that, got the seals replaced, and to find out that the the seals were not the problem. It was still leaking, and we were still having the same issue. So as you can see, my whole window is completely iced over right now. So is my side window. See the ice building. It's windy outside too, so. But the O-rings were not the problem. It was still leaking really bad, so I'm like, well, maybe it is the rear main seal. Start looking more into it and find out that it is not the rear main seal, and I'll show you what it is. Gotta go get it. Alright, I am now in my garage. I will have a video coming on this shortly. I got information from another YouTuber of I am still losing fuel pressure when I shut it off. But that'll be another video. It has to deal with the fuel pressure regulator. But back to this. So as you 7.3 people may know, you may recognize what this is. Sorry if it's a little dark in the garage, but this is the pedestal for the turbo. Here's the, I can't get it out, but there is the O-rings that you have to replace. That one is not in it right now. You may notice that there's some things missing. We'll get to that. So this little plunger item, it goes in there like this some way, okay? And this is for your exhaust back pressure valve to open and close. Well, right here, there is a seal on here. There's a seal that goes around it, as you can see. Well, you can't really see a seal on this because this is my old one, and the seal is completely gone. So this was puking oil out everywhere because this seal is not sealing. So when I thought it was these rings, it was my exhaust back pressure valve opening and closing. I don't remember which way it was worse. I don't remember if it was open or closed. Made it a lot worse for leaking oil. So you can see in here, get everything out, there is the hole, and the oil feeds in there just to keep everything lubricated, and that is what was causing my leak. It was a very severe leak. If I can get a picture uploaded, I will, of just what it looked like from sitting in the parking lot. It only leaked when it was running because it was putting oil to the turbo, but it would fill the valley completely, and it would run down the back of the tranny, and I'll like show you what it would look like. It'd run down the back of the engine through the valley, and back on the tranny. Sorry for the wind noise. It's getting windy outside and icy. Oh, it's probably gonna be pretty wet underneath my truck. I guess it's more ice than water, but get underneath here. Alright, as you can see, it is still a lot covered in oil. I have not been able to clean it off because if I try and clean it, it's just gonna freeze, and my whole back rear diff and everything was covered in oil. Then you come up underneath here, and this get dripped on everywhere, and it would run right back from there all the way down the tranny and leak here. This was the main point where it would pool up and drip off. As you can see, my whole tranny, everything's covered in oil, but now it is looking a lot better than what it was. It is no longer leaking oil like it was. But yeah, that is the majority of where the oil was coming from, and it mainly just run down the back of the block. Look like the rear main seal, but it is not. 7.3s do not lose their rear main seal. One reason why the best engines ever, even though they do have some leaking problems on some things. Sorry for trying to get out underneath my truck. So I'll pop the hood here and try to get a better view of it. I'm sure the wind noise is really bad, but can't do much about it. Try not to fall here. Things getting so iced up. But this was, my truck was down for about a week because I couldn't drive it because the oil leak was so bad. Get up in here. Get. Oh, whatever. I also, yeah, you can't see it, but it's what the turbo sits on. Is the pedestal, that plunger for the exhaust back pressure valve. So got that all back together, and when we're also taking it apart, I'll run over there to show you in the garage. When we looked at my turbo, a little cold outside. When we were looking at my turbo, let's see if I can find it or put it. It's over here. Yep. All right. So 7.3 turbo. Put it down here. Look in there, and you see those turbo fins. They're absolutely destroyed. We bought this truck used, and I think the dude may have drove with the air cleaner off for quite some time. There's no play in the shaft at all, but the turbo fins are just destroyed. So we started looking around on eBay and found a used turbo with a used pedestal and decided to buy those, so we got that put in. And yeah, so that is about it for that. It was just the turbo pedestal leaking out the rear main seal. It looked very much like the rear main seal was leaking. But I'm here to tell you that truck has almost 362,000 miles on it, and the rear main seal is still in very good shape. They are known for not leaking from the rear main seal, and that is just how it is. I'll do a quick start for you guys, show you that everything's working. No longer is leaking. Had to put new batteries in. I had 2 small batteries in it and was getting trouble starting in colder weather. But it's like 32 degrees outside right now, so 32 and raining. So I don't think I'll have trouble starting. Quick start up here. And my volt gauge, for some reason, always shows like it's lower volts than what it actually is. Yeah, a little grumpy, but there she started up. Started charging. Really grumpy. Get outside and get some exhaust here. Woo. icy, really icy out right now. Don't know why it's so grumpy, but it is. I think the starter may be going out on it. That's why it's turning over so slow. I hear my belt squeaked in there because it's got water on it. But I also wired my, oh, you can't even see in here. I don't know if that helped or not, but I have exhaust right here. Yeah. Sorry about that. But right here is my exhaust back pressure switch that I wired up because for some reason it stopped working. And I know some of you may just say, well, get rid of the whole thing altogether, but I like it. Personally, I think it helps the truck warm up a lot faster. So we wired that up. I wired that up on a switch. Over here is just for my lights and stuff, but I guess I'll let her idle here for a bit. Let her run a little warm up and just come back out and shut her off. But yeah, won't be driving anyway for a while for how icy it is. And if you got any questions, put them in the comments. Try and answer them the best I can for what I experienced if you got issues like this. And if you like the video, please leave a like and subscribe. Alright, just final clip. Got both trucks running. Got the light bars on. I don't know if you can see the rain falling or not, but that's what she looks like. Frosters on here. There you go.